Hello, guys. Welcome to the live stream. We are officially live today. We got a guest on here, another guest, second guest in a row. Call his name is Creepy Reading. He is a big true crime YouTuber on YouTube with
That's not
300.
true.
What do you do again? Like true crime
Don't
investigate?
do I don't do true crime. I talk about mostly video games and cartoons, and
Oh,
then like
it's
once
just
or twice a year I do a worst YouTuber list.
And that's yeah, I remember that's where you got it. He mostly talks about games and other stuff, and today we'll be asking him
I
stuff
mean,
about.
I think I've like definitely grazed the topic of true crime, but like that's more like barely sociable and like
Yeah,
those kind of creators.
yeah. What made you want to put Plague Moth in your worst creator list to begin with?
I
Because I think
got
that's where that started
so
from.
um yeah, I got auto played into that 99 stomps video. Um, because at the time it was not age restricted. And basically, when I came across the video itself was openly advertising selling the uncensored version of it. And honestly, I just kind of found the entire thing to be very disrespectful. And at first, like, that's all I was really going to talk about, just like how it's kind of shitty to react to someone dying without really having any real educational value to it. Because, like, again, if you watch the video, a lot of it is played up for comedic purposes, almost the exaggerations are sorry, the reactions are definitely exaggerated, and like he
Yeah, I
even
could
goes
tell
back
that. I
and
could tell
counts
that
every stomp.
with his channel, and it seems like from his channel he doesn't even like give a fuck about like reacting to the core or educating people. It's more of
I
him
mean, he
just
gets
making a quick
information
buck.
wrong all the time, so it's hard to say that it's educational. I mean, like one of the most famous ones recently is that he claimed to have found the original Jeff the Killer image, and it turns out that that isn't true. He just found a well-known mock-up of what it might look like and then presented it as though they got like the full story down. I mean, he's getting reamed pretty hard on Reddit for that.
Yeah, I could see like he gets a lot of
But there are
criticism
like other
for it.
situations where he's, lied. I mean, that's his big problem. He lies a lot.
And another big problem that I have is like he doesn't really back up a lot of claims, which he did send me a bunch of receipts he wanted me to go over in this interview, which I'm gonna go over once the situations like come up. Cause
Yeah, if you want to.
yeah, cause there's a lot like he sent me in that tweet in the tweet, so I'm just gonna show it. So he noticed. So when you uploaded, so did he know that you're gonna put him in the video before, or did he like just see you through? Like, what made him respond
So
so angrily?
when I sent in my report to Patreon, um his like account was immediately locked. Sorry, I had a little bit of a stoner moment there. Yeah, when I
I
initially
get those all the
reported his
time.
account on Patreon, I did not like tell anyone. I no, there's no like call to action, so to speak. I just reported it on my own, and I basically linked back to his own Discord and was showed Patreon how the bot was being used to give a special role that gave you access to a room full of BitChute links. And I forwarded those BitChute links over to Patreon. Right after I sent that, like the same day, Moff's account was locked for what he believed to be a age verification issue. At least that's what he said on his side. But every single one of the screenshots I see from him is like incredibly cropped, and I honestly don't know how much I just want to trust him at face value on that. But coincidentally, the day I sent my report, Moff's Patreon got locked, he made a bunch of posts saying that he's probably going to get it back soon and that it will be fixed relatively quickly. And then he was terminated. The day he was terminated, he made a video basically saying that he felt like this was this big old coordinated attack from Kiwi Farms and like the alt-right because possibly because of like one, his gender identity, and like two, because like Fergie, Jimmy, whatever, Ripper is also like behind every like evil thing. And I kind of like got really pissed off that he was saying that people were trying to shut him down because of his gender identity. And that's when I kind of made it known that I was the one who reported to
And
Patreon.
you reported the Patreon not because you have a personal grudge, but because of the gore.
It is against TOS.
Yeah, I
like,
just looked it up while we were talking. I was multitasking, looked it up, and it says, quote unquote, Patreon will not allow content that promotes violence, sex graphic, sophisticated, or glorifies real world suffering, meaning like any type of gore, death, violence, or anything's not allowed on Patreon. So technically, your report's not even a false report, because a lot of people like saying, like I could see some of the fans in the comment sections of your video saying that you were made a false report, and it's like that's not really true at all, because dude did advertise.
He has like his own narrative. He would like you to believe that the gore was all deleted in 2021 after Patreon initially talked to him about that, and that's just simply not true.
Yeah, because wasn't
There's
there
plenty of people who
that of
there's
him,
like,
and I could be wrong, but wasn't there instances of him promoting the gore to his Patreon, promoting his Patreon, saying that there was gore
well,
on it?
like that's a thing that you got to think about this like over the course of time, because this he initially got called out by Patreon in 2021. And he basically had to nuke the Patreon and start over from ground zero, basically. At least that's his own words, however believable you think they are. And he initially got caught with the uncensored links. Now, back then, those links were directly on Patreon. And that's partially why like they stepped in and like were like, no. He says that he worked things out with Patreon and then he was eventually allowed back in. But that my report is bullshit because he says he got rid of the gore back then. But if you actually read the initial post that like the super secret video room post that was actually there, he's explicitly saying that he's moving the links to Discord because Patreon nuked them, and that he's going to figure out a way to give you like access to that or find a workaround. And that workaround happened to be just offering it through Discord. I have seen correspondences with Moth with like other mods and other users where he's like, the room should have been deleted a long time ago, and that it just fucked up of me that I would go out of my way to report it. But after seeing his reaction to like Funky Town and Snuff R73, my like tolerance for like what I actually think this guy thinks of me is like in the toilet, because I don't care.
Which did he is it true, because I'm seeing something in chat, apparently he would never answer this on Badwick's stream, but did he ever have minors? Was it ever proven that he had minors accessing to all the gore channels in his Discord that he would promote?
So it depends on how you want to define that. If you're asking like if someone if like his regular minors were having access to it, I would probably say no. But the thing is that Moth will bring up the fact that like in order to access the NSFW chat rooms in his Discord server, you had to pull up a photo ID and like also I think like have like the most recent Moth video in the background with your like computer in the background. At least that's from the evidence that I was sent by people who actually went through this process. And he'll often use that and say like, see, he was age verifying people. But that was only for the like NSFW like IRL nudes room and shit like that. That did not apply to the gore room. And the reason why I know that is because I paid for his Patreon, got a special role, and without talking to anybody, was able to watch every single one of his uncensored videos.
So
So
technically, a minor. So if a minor wanted
no,
to
like
access it
the
really
the
bad,
answer is yes, minors did have access to it. Many of them have admitted to getting access to it, but it's not because Moth was seeking minors out, but rather he just didn't give a shit. Money's money.
yeah.
I
I mean that
mean,
proves that he's not a pedo, but still, it's like very irresponsible. It's like especially
yeah,
for them
it's
to
criminal. I would say it's criminally negligent. Like
it
that's the
it
term
is
I'd
because like
use.
you're supposed to be age verifying like all the users that are going in because you
I
never
mean,
know
if
like
you're trying to offer literally uncensored footage of people dying, the least you could do is ask for an ID before you do it. If I have to go when I go to the movie theater and if they ask for my ID to watch the movie Black Phone, which is a fictional film about hurting fictional kids, then I expect to have to pull out an ID to, you know, access the uncensored violence, real world violence that you as a YouTuber are selling.
wait, is that a thing? Like they do that in the movies now? Because I've never had that happen where they like ask for your ID to watch a scary movie.
For yeah, at least at my AMC, if they ask for an ID if you're there past 8 p.m. or if you're watching a R-rated movie.
Because where I'm at, like they just let you go, even if you're like 13. Like they
Le-
don't give a fuck down here.
well, the point still
Yeah,
stands
yeah. The point
that
still does stand, you
um
know.
like I know that the internet's a wild west and that finding this content isn't necessarily hard, or rather if you know what you're doing isn't necessarily hard. But at the same time, like there is something like inherently exploitative about offering your reactions to real world people dying within mine and your lifetimes, and that's like somehow a reward incentive for like, I could like maybe get behind a free speech argument, like hey, those uncensored reactions are fine because free speech, he's allowed to do it. And sure, if he wasn't like charging you $5, that would make sense. But like it's a purely capitalistic goal. And that's I guess where I think it goes much
I mean,
farther than I think
like
free
I said
speech
in the
allows
last
for.
interview, like I would be fine with it if he was like educating people, because some people, see gore not just because they like seeing gore, but to train their brains.
Well,
Because
couldn't you educate people without watching the whole fucking thing and like laughing at it?
yeah, and that's the problem. It's like he doesn't
Like
even
you
sound
don't
like
like
he's
there are
serious.
people that do talk about this without showing the footage and make quite good money for themselves. So I just don't know why he can't do that. Unless if it's like because he's literally incapable of that level of research and editing.
It seems like he
Like
does have
the
like a lot of problem of researching because you're saying like he's getting all these things wrong. Has he ever corrected the record of anything he's gotten wrong so far?
he'll like make update videos, but Moth isn't really the kind of person that admits wrong. Like it's one of his like problems. The dude struggles to like ever admit he did anything wrong. It's more of a let's sweep it under the bus
So
sort
did
of dealio.
did you report
Because
his?
like
Oh, you can go on.
did I no, you say what you want to say.
I said, did you report his Patreon before you put him in the video or after you put him in the video?
It was well before.
So well before. So you're already researching this guy way before.
I what kind of was the thing that broke the camel's back, or like the final straw, you know? At this point I had seen all the uncensored videos, I had been like thoroughly disgusted by this guy's repertoire of content. But the thing that kind of broke my back was very much the fact that when my subscription lapsed, because obviously I wasn't about to give the guy a third month of donations, I checked back in the Discord and it took away my special role, which allowed me to see the secret video room. So what that solidified to me is that Moth will only offer you access to the uncensored videos if you pay him $5, which would be the middle tier of his Patreon roles. So as long as you're paying for that, you can have access. Should you stop paying for that, you don't get access to it anymore. Which means that like any sort of argument you could make about freedom of speech, video archival, that sort of thing kind of flies out the window when all you're doing is like making it
Yeah,
easier
especially
to
if you're like
find.
making like you're making money off of it. Like you're not even like educating people. You're laughing at it. You're making it a joke, and you're making like basically making
And
death
I'd
seem
also
okay and
like
normal.
to say that like what are a lot of people out there who are like critics of me will say, "Hey, this stuff is easy to find on the internet anyway. Why does it matter?" Well, if you're literally paying for it, despite it being easy to find, the logical conclusion is that you don't know where to find it, and you're likely a little bit of the younger persuasion. That only people who really aren't in the know or haven't gotten a chance to be in the know would be the kind of person to actually pay for that thing.
Which someone in chat said the criticism brought against TCR, which is you, was for the length of that elapsed between the seeing the uncensored content and the report was 3 to 4 months, meaning like that you
Yeah,
saw the content.
there was a bit of a gap there. I was in the process of working on a different video while doing research occasionally in the background.
So you haven't
That's
like
partially
spoken up.
why my subscription went for so long, because it took me that long to, like, actually sit through the videos and figure out what the hell I was dealing with. And then on top of that, I kind of, like, had a bit of a coming to Jesus moment, because if I didn't report the Patreon and Discord and whatever before I made my video, I would kind of look like a hypocrite or like a piece of shit who is only trying to monetize Moth as far as that will get me, as opposed to being someone who genuinely stands behind their morals and beliefs. So when I realized that the content was as bad as it was and that it was being gate kept the way that it is, then I had a coming to Jesus moment and actually just put in my report. I didn't have any intention of revealing that I was the one who reported him until he started blaming it on on a coordinated attack from the Kiwi farms and like on his own gender.
And so that's what made you speak up against him was when he was
Yeah, I
saying
mean, like,
that.
call me a bitch, call me like, I don't know, whatever you want to call me, but like seeing him use the LGBT as a shield for what was very obvious, bad behavior kind of pissed me off. It's like, this isn't about anything other than the fact that this guy was selling uncensored gore.
So what happened? So what after you called him out? After like it was revealed that you're the one that reported his Patreon, and after you made the put him in the video, what happened after that? Like what was his
So
response?
you gotta like get the timeline right here, and I'll quickly explain it. It took me several months to make that video.
Did
And when
anything?
I called him out,
Uh,
it was, yeah, there was like a big gap of time between when I called him out and when I actually made the video. I called him out. Moth makes a live stream like either the same day or like the next day or something like that, followed by me making a live stream in response to that, followed by Moth making a follow-up live stream, then several videos, then more videos on Slime Beast and others, followed by Lazy's video, and then, you know, way, 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 way down the line, after I've collected all the evidence, got everything as concrete as I can, interviewed people, talked with his mods, interviewed former like members of his Discord, collected screenshots of his continued bad behavior, and compiled that into a as condensed as I could make it at the time video. Did I actually release what I had to say? In that time between the video and my call out, I was getting a lot of hate. I lost probably about 5,000 subscribers. And like it was just an onslaught of being called like either a pedophile or an abuser or like a clout chaser or a false flagger. Like Moth was even like telling his audience to flag my Patreon and like flag my YouTube videos before like any of this shit even came out, because
Was this on like Twitter or was this on like YouTube or
it was on Twitter.
Do you still have any screenshots of it?
He's very selective with what he'll say on YouTube versus what he'll say on Twitter. Like on Twitter, he'll go like sicko mode because he doesn't care. But like on a YouTube video, he'll just like act way more chill.
That
than
reminds
he
me
does
of a lot of
Twitter.
people on YouTube. Like a lot of people on YouTube are like that, especially bigger creators. But do you have any screenshots of the tweets that you can quickly show?
Yeah, give me 1 second. There's a lot. It's just it's like finding the best ones to show it succinctly. Where would you want me to put it? Just
you
like
could
DM
put
it to you? Or?
Yeah, you could DM it to me, or you can put it in the stage text. Doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Which, if he's trying to flag you down for like criticism, then that basically makes him.
Yeah, he did privacy complaint the video and then also try to copyright strike it.
That's like a big, huge no-no on YouTube. Also, someone in the chat.
He also admitted to it on Turkey Tom's stream, so it's not really something I need to prove.
Yeah, because I know like he did like strike a channel, but
I mean, he didn't strike it. YouTube stepped in because slander isn't a fucking reason. But you know, he did try, and YouTube alerted to me that it was the Plague Moth YouTube channel that attempted.
Which someone in chat said during our interview, which I know this person, they said during our interview with him on Badwick stream, which you're definitely familiar with the interview on Badwick stream, correct?
Yeah, that was a shit
he
show.
said during the interview with him on Badwick stream, which I watched the interview too, we were able to verify that TCR was not responsible at all for getting Plague Moth's YouTube channel taken down.
Yeah, I showed my reports and all that stuff. I mean, you could say that I was using like an alternate account or something, but
you don't think that's like why you were reporting him? You don't think other people were reporting him at the same time you was?
No, because it's when no one knew I reported him, you know. And it's too coincidental because I got like I sent out my email to Patreon, and then I got an automated email in response, and then like literally 5 minutes later, someone with like an actual name tag and everything, head of safety council, was like, "Hey, we take these reports very seriously and would appreciate your discretion on this issue. We are currently looking into it." And then following that, his account was locked.
And they also said which we're gonna get the screenshots of Plague Moth saying he's
Here's the
Here's
the screenshot of him telling people to flag me. If you look at the date, that is March 1st. So that would have been literally like, I want to say either the day of or a few days after I initially reported his Patreon. So this is like before I made any videos, before like I've done anything. This is just me like, yeah. And keep in mind, he had 20,000 followers when he tweeted that. So he was telling 20,000 people to shut down my Patreon for, and I quote, breaking TOS for doxing and targeted harassment.
He said he is a Kiwi Farmers user as well. That's not a red flag. He is in violation of TOS now for doxing and targeted harassment. And I guess, I'll write something out.
I've never doxed him.
I'm gonna check my tweet real quick and see.
So that tweet doesn't exist anymore because he got banned 3 times. That's his first account, right? And then he had a second account, and then he got banned because he kept making violent threats. Tweet
of like what he sent me. Just be checking it.
Okay.
Which I looked in before.
The dead air is killing me, man.
I know, I know. All right. So one of his claims, he said um, that you apparently were giving people access to an NSF art channel.
So, like, that's a little bit out of context and also 6 years ago. And I'll explain that. I was a 19-year-old and I'm a horror channel, and I figured that we should segregate, like, the horror art from the non-horror art. Like, a regular room, and then, like, this can be for, like, the fucked up topics and shit like that. Because at the time was talking about things like, what are they called? Faith, Lisa the Painful, um, other hard games. Now, I did not have the room for, like, sharing, like, specifically NSFW, and it wasn't necessarily specifically for minors or anything like that. It's just I had a room that had more risque art that was segregated out,
So there
and
was
I was up
no.
for a few months, and then I deleted it because it was way more fucking, like, pain to manage and deal with, you know?
So
It
there
was a
was
little
no
bit of a
porn in.
learning.
So there was no porn in it, right? Like no like actual NSFW. No.
It I don't think so. I know that I don't think I would have allowed that, like, in there. I mean, like, if you look at the screenshot too, you have my mod asking me, like, even lewd art, and then you don't have my response to that, which indicates to me that I likely said something along the lines of, you know, artistic nudes, but no, like, actual sex or anything like that. The point is that it was a really dumb idea that a stupid just out of high schooler made. Like, I think this was, literally the first year I moved out. I made a dumb choice for, like, a couple of months and immediately reversed it. It was, it just wasn't smart. I didn't have the manpower to moderate such a thing, and I really don't want to be responsible for that. So, I deleted it half a decade ago.
Another thing, which I'm
Like,
reading.
again, you're looking at that, right? And then everything that happened to Moth, like, happened less than that. Like, this happened in 2021. Like, Moth getting his first Patreon ban for literally using uncensored gore as an incentive reward. This is something that is fact. Like, no matter what you say, no matter what perspective it is, me and Moff both agree that in 2021 he was caught, in fact, distributing uncensored gore as a Patreon reward, which is why he initially got into trouble with Patreon, but worked it out so he could get a second chance.
And then he fucked it
That
up.
all happened in less, like, in a in more recently than any of these situations brought up against me. And
Yeah.
it's not like I kept doing that shit for the last 5 years. I fucking learned from my mistakes after walking into a landmine and stopped, because sometimes,
Which I
there's not
think.
exactly a rule book for this kind of thing.
Which I think
I've
this.
been making YouTube videos since I was 14. So, yeah, I made some mistakes along the way, but,
Yeah, it's good to like.
I
That's
was
the
always
thing.
quick
Like
to
everyone's
rectify it.
no one's perfect, and it's always good to make mistakes. And the fact that playing Moth is like basically trying to play Uno reverse card on you for stuff you did in the past, just because he got caught doing something
Again, like, we're
recent.
talking, like, a period of, like, a month or 2, and this is, like, after he's had 11 months to dig through my server, which I never deleted any of my chat logs from. Meanwhile, if you go over to Moff server, you may notice that general chat has been deleted a few times to prevent the Discord from potentially being deleted, because Discord only can track messages that are still active. If it's deleted during an investigation, Discord loses the ability to access that information.
But
At least
remember,
that's what I was told by the Discord trust and
but
safety
remember,
team.
guys, he has nothing to hide, but he's deleting general chats like every
Yeah,
like.
he's deleted general chat. He's deleted the questions and answers chat. So that's why we have to screenshot a lot
Which
of the
another
stuff and
tweet
archive it.
Plague Moth sent to me as a question. He said, "Ask him why he openly admitted to pedophilia on Twitter and said he grew out of it despite being 22. You don't also growing out being a
So
pedo."
that's a loaded question. that I refuse to acknowledge. I never admitted the pedophilia. So there's your answer.
Yeah, he hasn't sent me anything like to back it up or any receipts or any
I think
context.
he's referring to the 9-second clip from 2019, I think. I think it's like 5 or 6 years old now. To give you context, I am 26 currently. I believe that was taken when I was like either freshly 20 or still 19. And long story short, I used to have a libertarian view of lolicon where I just didn't want to see it, didn't care, because I didn't really think anything that wasn't hurting an actual real human was bad. Now I've kind of changed my opinion because there is a little bit of a slippery slope effect that kind of material can have on a person. What Moth was referring to was a live debate, or not really, like a live stream I had on this like very small channel where a group of my friends corrected me on the issue and I changed my opinion. But he like keeps like a really cringe part where I said something out of context looked dumb. But it's something that I also disown and not something I currently believe in.
So it's like you
But
had
I
like
don't
a
think that like there's a big difference between being into children and thinking drawings of children in inappropriate situations may or may not make you a pedophile. I used to think no, it didn't. I think that now it does definitely seem to be an indicator that that's where it's
so
going
for what you're telling
and
me,
that you
for what
should
I'm getting
probably get
at.
some help.
So for what I'm getting at is you had a hot take on Lolly in like 2019, 2018, and basically
Yeah.
you had a debate about it. You said something
No,
probably
not
out
a
of
debate. Again, this is like I joined the live stream 1 hour in. It was about something else. And then the topic kind of came on that. And then some of my friends were like, dude, that's dumb. And I was like, actually, yeah, you're right. That is dumb. So yeah, I had a dumb take. It wasn't even on my own channel and it wasn't seen by very many people. But like I said, Moth was digging around for the worst that's in my closet, and that's about the best you could find.
but you so for the record, you've never were like, oh yeah, lollies are good. I watch lollies every single day. You're not
Nah,
like
I don't.
that.
I'm ace. I don't engage in like that kind of, you know.
I don't understand why people even like fantasize about drawings, even if it's like an adult. It's like it's a drawing. Like why you fantasizing about
I'm
that?
not here to sit here and like debate the ethics of that
Yeah, no,
because
yeah,
we and you both understand that this is like
yeah. This
clearly
is
a
raw.
attempt.
Yeah, it's an attempt to like take it out of
When you take
context.
the 9-second when you take the 9-second clip of me like defending something that I absolutely wouldn't defend today. Mm, sorry about that. That was a hiccup. Yeah, when you take a 9-second clip of me out of context from 5 years ago when I joined a impromptu live stream with my friend, whose girlfriend later joined the live stream and started like demanding that we turn off the live stream, and like it was that kind of shit show. So I mean, like he was digging real fucking far to find this shit, man. It's but I can confidently say that the person that said that kind of died that day, and I would never say something like that again. I wholeheartedly disown it. It's like a really shitty thing to say, and yeah, I made a dumb mistake when I was a much younger person.
Which just might sound stupid, but they also like said in that like same thread they sent me, they asked apparently they claimed that you are obsessed, which from the questions like we've asked and we've talked about, you wasn't obsessed, like you were just following around trying to make like report his Patreon because he was promoting gore and you took issue
I
to the
mean,
gore.
originally I wasn't gonna report it, but then like the nature of the content and the way that it's being distributed and like all of this like kind of hitting me at once. And then the realization that I couldn't just cover this and not report it, So there you go. That's
Which
why it took me 5 months to do it.
they also said that you're jealous of Plague Moth, like you're jealous of the success.
Yeah, I'm so jealous of like a channel that can't make any money.
Which I looked at your views, like you're getting little more views than he is. You get like you guys
I don't. It's
also.
not like about views. It doesn't matter. He literally can't make money off of his channel, which he self admits is demonetized. Why would I be jealous of that? He has a channel where no one will watch him unless if he watches other people die or talks about people dying. Meanwhile, I can talk about something like Bluey and get 500,000 people to watch it. Why the fuck would I want to go live in that miserable sphere of YouTube when I'm perfectly comfortable talking about the things that make me happy and the things that piss me off? And I also can make money doing it, you know? I'm not like completely demonetized because I don't have rancid opinions and do the shit that he's been doing.
Are
So
you
no, I'm not really jealous.
are you comfortable in going to this the discussion of the Daisy destruction thing, or you want to skip that?
I don't really here's what I'm going to say about daisies. That wasn't a part of my original claim. Moth has been trying to recontextualize the argument so that it seems like I went out of my way to accuse Moth of having Daisy's destruction, and that like my initial claim involved me basically going out of nowhere and accusing him of having child porn. That is absolutely not the case. The only reason why Daisy's is brought up is because Moth in his own Discord self admitted to accidentally seeing it in multiple live streams. He admitted that he gets jump scared by it on TikTok and like Spanish speaking YouTube, and that he also went out of his way to say that it's very easy to find, like even on the surface web. So, someone like me hearing that after watching the, Snuff R73 child focus, war footage reactions, was like, this guy might be crazy enough to actually like potentially distribute that. So, in a response to a comment within a comment on a comment that had a total of 5 likes before Moth signal boosted it, I said, I don't know how to feel considering that he might have access to Daisy's destruction, in response to someone bringing up the fact that he was advertising selling 100% uncensored mixtapes. Admittedly, I didn't know the difference between the mixtapes and what Daisy's actually was. I should have did a little bit more research in that department. However, I don't think that it was I don't think that I was really unfounded. And I also want to make a point that this wasn't a part of the original accusation. This was Moth digging for something he could blow up to make it seem like my accusations and problems began and ended with daisies, when in reality, it was like the uncensored gore. Mainly Snuff R73, 99 Stomps, and the Funky Town
So
Gore
you
video.
do so, which you've told me privately, but I want to ask you this for the audience. Do you think Plague Moth is a pedophile?
No, that would be really fucked up if he was, and that's not on for me to speculate. There is like sus shit around daisies. Like, for example, for some reason in his like trailer for the infamous 4, his footage, his footage which he like pulled from the Daisies trailer is for some reason a higher resolution than the already available censored 60 minutes footage. And he's been very evasive when trying to get clarification on where he got that footage from and why his footage is a higher resolution than the publicly censored one. He says he got it from 60 Minutes, but it's kind of hard to trust his word at this point. I
It
think
really
there's some sus
is.
shit that should be investigated, but yeah, that's
It's
for someone like the feds to do. That's not my
especially like when
responsibility.
you bring it up and like a bunch of his defenders, like Catacombs, a bunch of his fans, like say, "Oh yeah, you should just look up Daisy's destruction. It's not that bad. Just look it up." Basically telling us to look it
It's
up. It's like,
it's not something I'd recommend looking up.
yeah, it's
It's
definitely something like that. I've never watched it, thank God, and I never like just hearing about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to be put on the
I've
watch
been around
list.
the internet for a while, dude, and it's just like there's a lot of shit that you can look into there. That's like a whole rabbit hole, but my original claims against Moth, what this has been
So it's
the
been
entire
strictly
time.
about the uncensored gore and like how he's
Yeah,
making
and if
money
you
off
watch
of
my
it.
video, I openly say that Moth isn't a pedophile and that I don't think he has daisies. I
Yeah.
just think that it's really fucking weird that the footage that he has is a higher resolution than the footage that is publicly available for 60 minutes, and I have no way of replicating how he got that effect. That's just the facts of the matter. I think it's weird. I wish he wouldn't have lied so much about it. I'm honestly willing to just ignore it for the time being. But I will say that if you are like looking at this and you're like, this is sus, I'd say that there's a valid reason to, at the very least, be suspicious that Moth may have been editing with material he shouldn't have. The
Yeah, that's
guy's
what I
kind of an
think.
idiot.
I think there's no way he didn't
Like
watch it.
at most, this guy just like had access to shit he shouldn't have because he's rotting his brain watching and looking for gore.
Yeah. Which, do you have any criticism for people like Angry Slug or anybody that's calling Plague Moth a pedophile and basically saying that he
Yeah,
should
he's
be?
not a pedophile. I think that like Moth calling me a pedophile and you calling Moth a pedophile is the same shit. It's not cool. It's not fun. It brings the escalation up when reality I want it to go down. This isn't about pedophilia. This isn't about like anyone's kids or family. It's about Moth selling uncensored gore and then acting like a complete psychopath when being called out.
And I would have to agree, because I don't like to call people like pedos, obviously, just because I don't want to get a lawsuit. And that's what I've been trying to tell people like Slug. It's like, you don't need, just because someone's dirty doesn't mean you get to be dirty too. And I've been trying to tell them like
Like
doxing and
he
like,
has his reasoning, and it's pretty much, well, Moth thinks that it's okay to do, so I think it's okay to do to Moth. And like I kind of get the sentiment, but at the same time, I disagree with the execution.
and
It's just
just
kind of
because people,
disrespectful to victims of actual pedophilia to refer to someone who clearly isn't that as that, especially when there is tenuous to no evidence at best.
yeah. Which even then, it's like I feel like like you don't even need the pedo stuff just because your criticism against Moth is valid, because he is like promoting like uncensored gore, using people's deaths and using like a bunch of like trauma
Yeah.
to make money off of it.
He believes that, like, he wants you to believe that he stopped doing it in 2021. But if he stopped in 2021, then why did he move it to the Discord in 2021? Like, why are there posts of him putting it in Discord? And if it was put in Discord, when exactly did he delete it? So, and the answer is he deleted it literally the same day he did the live stream, like an hour before he like streamed.
Yeah,
Give me 1 second.
definitely sus. It's like, why do you need to delete stuff that there's no gore in there? Like, what are you hiding that you don't want the public to
Well,
see?
he would like you to believe that this room like basically hadn't been a thing since 2021, and that the only reason why I know about it is because I went on Kiwi Farms. But
But you was in his Discord
this
and you saw
screenshot
it.
right here, which I think I just posted in your general chat.
Screenshot.
I forget. There's like a reason why it says last Tuesday, but basically a mod took a screenshot of this on their way out. And if you go to
What was his reasoning for removing this room? Like, did he ever give any
well, it
context on the room or anything, or did he just
he
plan out?
did. It had the uncensored gore in it, and literally the live stream he did. He went into his Discord from his admin view and was like, "See, the gore isn't there. I deleted it, or sorry, it never existed. He's lying." And the reality, he just deleted the room before the live stream and went up there and lied.
So basically, covering his tracks.
Yeah, and then he had this conversation with a mod about it, where the mod's like, deleting it probably wasn't the wisest room. And then Moth said, it was supposed to be a long time ago and was never updated. Posting it in general chat wasn't wise either. It literally made no sense. And he's like, as far as people knew, it was just the Patreon videos, which is exactly what it was. And those old Patreon videos are the same uncensored videos he used to offer on Patreon when he got caught the first time. So, there you go.
Seems like this dude's just trying to like weasel out and try not to get caught, and basically try to victimize
and
himself.
I apologize for any censorship. Some of Moth's mods have requested that they don't get dragged into this shit. So if there's ever any censorship, it's not because I'm doing it. It's because people close to Moth are either afraid of him or don't want to get dragged into the drama, but also don't believe that what he's doing is right. As a result, I have to censor accordingly.
I mean, yeah, like it's a smart thing to do because you won't even get your information anymore if you just
No, I mean
uncensor
it's called not being a dick, right? Like if
Yeah.
someone wants to help me out but doesn't, want to be dragged into the drama, they should be allowed to do that.
So do you think Playing Moth should YouTube channel, do you think he should be banned off of YouTube?
I mean, he's been calling me a pedophile for 11 months. Yes. He's a dumbass who does really shitty things and really shouldn't have the platform to keep doing those shitty things.
Seems like he loves to weaponize his audience a lot, from what I can see.
Yeah, I mean, if you notice that I don't do it, but he does like all the time while accusing me of doing that exact same thing, like, it's
especially
ridiculous.
when you're going and saying, "Go flag this guy's channel down. Go flag his video down. Go."
I never once said that, but like he'll tell people that that's what I am saying. So,
but he's posted no receipts, and you're able to post receipts of him doing it. So I looked on his Twitter, and like he has posted no every time he's like talks about
he just kind of calls me a pedophile and then shares the same 9-second clip from fucking 6 years ago. It's like, yeah, I used to be cringe 6 years ago. I get it. Like I had a bad opinion. It changed. I grew up. And he's like taking that and he's trying to extrapolate it to mean because thinking that lolicon or like specifically, I wasn't even like really thinking about the ramification of it, but like the idea, like I don't know, I just don't really see that.
So he's trying to like
it's such a tenuous link,
So he's trying to make sure you have no credibility ever to criticize him just because he wants to make sure.
When I made my video, I got like a shitload of people apologizing, and you know how I told you I lost 5,000 subs?
You gained most
well,
of them back.
No, I gained 6,000 to 7,000 back.
And you lost only like what, 5,000?
Yeah. So I'm positive 2,000.
Yeah, you're positive 2,000. Which I don't know about his sub loss.
Listen, man, the people who watch his content usually are like addicted to gore and shit, or rather are not going there for his personality, but rather for the subjects that he talks about.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of people that talk about what he does.
Well, probably just want to see gore because they don't want to pay for it.
Well, I mean, it's also like the fact that like when it's censored and like when like when the video is like censored and you're only hearing it followed by Moth trying to calm you down and be more like of an entertaining factor, like that's a little bit easier to stomach than like going on some fucking shady ass website and watching some dude get beheaded.
Yeah.
It's just, that's why they're there. It's easier for them to consume it with that kind of help.
So it seems like you want him gone not because you don't think he's a pedo, but because of the
No, because
gore
he
and how he,
weaponizes his audience like a motherfucker. Like
which I know
it's
definitely
kind
on
of
Twitter, it's against terms of service to weaponize people to
yeah,
their last
he's been
flag.
banned 3 times for
Every time,
doing just that. Violent threats, abusive language, sorry, like abusive speech, some shit like
as
that.
far as I know, during this whole situation, you have never had like a channel banned or anything, correct?
Nah, I had someone pretending to be my dad copyright striking me, and I'm pretty sure I know who was doing that, but you know.
Is it somebody connected to Plague Moth, or is it like a different?
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. Like why else would someone be copyright striking my narrations of Slime Beast stories pretending to be my dad?
Yeah, that's like, I mean, it's like, yeah, like I don't want to say this, but like Slug's arguments aren't right about like, because like, how can we expect people to defend Plague Moth like when people go after him when he's fucking literally doxing people's dads apparently and
I
causing
mean,
people to.
that wasn't Moth who specifically said that, or rather it was a sock puppet of someone's, and I'm pretty confident I know who it is, but it's one of those people that Moth likes hangs out with, you
Do
know?
you want to say who it is, or you want to like not say it?
No, I don't want to give them the attention. These people, the person I'm talking about has like no viewers. They're not like anybody. By actually
They're
bringing them
just
up by name,
they're just
it
a Discord
seems
mod,
like it would.
basically.
It's not a. It's like no, but no need for speculation. Don't worry about it. The only thing you need to know is that it's one of those people that hang out around them and defend them.
Let's see if there's anything. So
He
is it?
also like at the time when I called him out, just straight up had like a shitload of minors in his Discord.
And was he ever like caught showing gore to any of them?
Well, he used to live stream it like in the Discord like
Voice
chats,
chat?
and people who were in voice chat, and people did say he wasn't like, I mean, I don't think that like any of the like self-reported minors saw it, but it's a more of like a negligence thing.
It's like a thing where he just didn't check ages. So it's not like he's like purposely showing it to
Again, it
minors.
doesn't really matter though, because like what does Moth do for a living?
He shows gore and
Why would there be minors watching his videos?
which, believe it or not, which is not justifying like Moth's behavior or anything. It's just this is how it is. Like a lot of teenagers, like when I was in high school, before I graduated, a lot of the girls like I would talk to would watch gore and watch all this kind of weird stuff. Like teenagers like
Yeah,
gore.
it doesn't really matter if they're doing that. Why are they congregating around other adults who also watch that content? Like, isn't like hanging out with a bunch of dudes that watch gore like on the same level as hanging out with a bunch of dudes that watch porn?
Yeah, and I don't understand. And also, like I don't understand like why Moth
Like,
or
to give
anybody.
you an idea of how Moth feels about harassment, I would like to present Exhibit A, where in a comment where someone says, "Hey Moth, how about you stop condemning your stands from, making gore edits of real people on TikTok?" And in response to that, he said that Lazy isn't a real person. She is a pig. That is why I think he shouldn't have a YouTube channel, because he says shit like that and encourages his audience to do shit like make gore edits of people that he doesn't like. And then he'll call those people pedophiles and try to make up conspiracy theories that all of his enemies are like hanging out with each other at some big barbecue, thinking about how they can destroy Moth's family with, I don't know, pedophilia or some shit. It's like really dumb, cartoonish, immature, and quite frankly, fucking old to everyone.
I mean,
It's weird he spends all day tweeting about me and like acts like I'm the obsessed one.
Yeah, it seems like he's like he would like he calls you a pedophile, but then he wants to say, "Oh, look, he's calling me a pedo by saying I watched JC's Seduction. He's calling me a pedophile." It seems like he's like self-reflecting on himself, but he wants
I
like accuse you of what
no,
he's
like to
doing.
give you an idea, man. The day after I said that comment, I made an apology for it, and then clarified that I don't think he has daisies. And I also said that in the video, and I've repeated that multiple times on Twitter, and in my live streams, and in live debates with him. Like he knows that I don't think that. He just repeats it because it makes his case look better. He's a
Yeah,
liar.
yeah, like he's in his head.
Like
He's
he
thinking,
wants me to call him a pedophile so he has an easy claim to debunk when that isn't what I'm fucking saying.
and that's the
It's
thing. It seems like he's
really
trying to twist
stupid.
the he's trying to twist the narrative and make you look bad. But like when I talk to you, you're not
It's
even
not
calling him,
really
you know.
working.
It's not even like
It's
your moral argument's not even about
no one
daisies.
like like maybe once a month someone will like leave a comment after Moth like makes a video, and it's usually one of Moth's fans, someone who I haven't ever seen in my comments before, and it'll say something like, "Oh, are you done hating on Moth now?" And it's like, yeah, I mean, the last video I made was 5 months ago, and that was the last time I talked about Moth on the channel. The only
Yeah, it seems like the only person that's still keeping it going is Moth himself and all of his like dick riders, basically. Are you still there? You still there? Fuck. Are you still there? It's green on my end. I'll let you call in. Looks like Slug wants to call in. Are you there? Slug in. I don't think he's even here. Like, because I've been trying to get his attention. Slug, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's not my end. I think he's lost connection.
Oh, so I am currently wanting to talk about Bluey.
Bluey. Who's Bluey?
Bluey D's nuts.
Oh,
No, your shit is just not fucking working, and I don't think you like. I can't even see if any of this shit's broken or not.
it's not my
So,
end. It's
yeah.
on his end because I can hear you just fine, and so can everybody in chat. And my thing's all like green too. You can see it right here.
Huggy, TCR is not acting bitchy. What do you mean?
I think TCR did way better.
Yeah, because TCR doesn't have a bunch of fucking idiots jumping down his throat.
And he's actually like answered every question and is not like, not answering questions like Catacombs and gave me actual, like, Catacombs didn't even give me a screenshot. He was just basically saying, yeah, Moth's right. Oh, nah. Nah, Moth has daisies.
Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro.
I'm totally drunk right now. Jesus fucking Christ,
He didn't say that
dude.
on the stream. He just DM'd me that. He was like, I was drunk. My bad. Like, he's probably watching this shit right now.
I genuinely gotta say, Badwick, you sucked at hosting that interview because you let a fucking bunch of idiots run it. The fact that Triton is better at this than you tells me you're incompetent.
Damn, you're saying I'm doing a better job than Badwick? Oof.
Anyone can. Don't get a big head. Fucking bird.
I like Badwick. I mean,
I
do a pod-
don't despise him. I don't despise him. So
I mean,
take that as you will.
I mean, as someone that likes Badwick, though, I can definitely agree and say like he kind of, at least the Turd Islands, like wash matches, he does great at it just because he does it by himself. But Turd Island,
Yeah, because he doesn't have like a bunch of fucking idiots taking over. Like the fact that you do a better job astounds me. You're on StreamYard.
Oh, he's back. TCR is back.
Let's go.
Yeah, he was having connection issues. But yeah, he's back, guys. Don't worry.
Bring him back. Bring him back. We need to talk about Bluey. It's very important, chat.
Bluey. Okay, Slug wants to talk about Bluey. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
So, Slug, what is
I
Bluey?
got forced into buying the Bluey video game, and I blame you for all of my suffering.
Oh, brilliant.
What is this Bluey?
Yeah,
No,
that guy. That guy. I kind of found it funny how, like, that Catacomb guy was like so bad at arguing his point that like even people who were like once more pro Moth were like, wait a minute.
Yeah, like my whole chat.
The dumb side.
Like my whole chat hates. I don't even think they still like him, to be honest. Like a lot of people in the server.
Bro, your entire
Slug.
fucking server despises me. They're mad at you for having me in here.
Yeah, but they still agreed with Slug on Catacombs. They're like, oh yeah, this. After I
that guy is a flip flopper. Did you ever like bring that up?
Yeah, I did. I also brought up how he fucking contradicted himself multiple times. I fucking brought that shit up.
On stream to say that I was jealous.
Here, check stage text, because why not?
Yeah, I listened to it for a little bit, but I couldn't handle it, and it was another one of those like, oh wait a minute, you sound like a Plague Moth fan. Like, god damn it.
We triggered the Bluey fan chat. Mission successful. You know I'm fucking with you, TCR. I don't hold that fucking shit in reality.
Nah, he's gonna dox you
whatever, man.
For the Bluey thing. He's gonna dox you totally.
Oh my god.
They already tried.
He's not even worth doxing. Like, there's no fucking value in doxing TCR. What are we gonna get? Some guy that fucking watches Bluey? Oh no, he watches Australian gay dogs.
They're not even gay.
Some of them are.
Literally in a heterosex. Name one gay one.
I don't know any of the gay dogs in
There
Bluey.
is none. There literally isn't any.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Bullshit. Then why is the conservative side whining?
I don't know. There's no gay dog. I've seen the show. There's like a deaf dog, right? There's a deaf dog. There's like a small dog. There's like a dog that you could, there's like a dog you could infer has like autism or like ADHD or something. And like that's it.
I don't know, man.
It's like inferred that
I've heard from reliable sources, cough cough Tucker Carlson, that there is a gay dog in Bluey indoctrinating our children into being gay dogs.
That's not how that works.
I don't even.
But there's no gay dogs in Bluey.
Are you sure about that?
I've seen the show way more than you. You know that.
I've never seen the show.
Yeah.
A bunch of my staff,
hundreds of times I have.
I'm not gonna lie. That does Bluey does kind of sound like a gay show. Just hearing about it, which I never watched.
It's just a slice of life cartoon.
So it's like a slice of life anime, but dog in Australian.
So, Slug, you have
think about like Peppa Pig if it was written by competent people.
I'm Peppa Pig.
Dude, Peppa Pig makes me want to die.
Makes me
Same.
want to die too.
One of my nieces bought the Peppa Pig video game and wanted me to play it with her. I wanted to kill myself, so I asked if I could shoot myself. And my sister said, no, play the stupid pig game. So,
So, Slug, what's your final conclusions on playing Moth? Because I know you're gonna.
the
You-
guy was
you-
in possession of Daisy's destruction, and the only way to ever watch it on 4chan is to download it. So he was in possession. That's been proven because there's no viable way to watch a video on 4chan without choosing to watch it. 4chan never autoplays. So he's a
Depends on
pedophile
what
in my
standard of
eyes.
evidence. One, pedophilia is like an actual paraphilia. Like it's not just.
Okay, fine.
Like-
I think he would. I'm going to give
If you
my
want to say he
opinion.
had access to CSM, like that's something that, you know, I feel like depending on what standard of evidence you're using, you would probably win in a court case against. Like, you know, for example, there is beyond a reasonable doubt versus what a reasonable person would believe likely to be true. I think he could definitely convince a lot of people of the latter, but I don't think there's any evidence that suggests that Moth is like an active predator.
Fine.
In that
Fine.
way.
I will word this in the most nice way possible. I believe that Moth is someone that is abhorrent in their moral values. I believe that given the evidence that they did download Daisy's Destruction, the trailer, which is uncensored, which is also child pornography and child abuse material, I believe that he is someone that should not be allowed near children, not allowed to be a parent. Now, I'm going to continue with that as my opinion states, based off of his own behavior of how he treats victims of murders, his Amber Alert video alone, his videos covering children being murdered, abused, and such. I would not be surprised if his own children were abused and murdered. I would not be surprised if there's a video on his channel reacting to the murder or abuse of his own children. I believe he is an abhorrent individual. He should not be allowed to have children, and children should not be allowed near him, and that law enforcement should put that into action, as he is a threat to children and people alike, as his homicidal threats, such as those towards Lazy Bedhead, have proven that he is a threat to society and a threat to people in general. There you go.
I won't argue that last point. That is, he has been like obsessively talking about me and how he wants to hurt me and others. When I was going to a convention, he was emailing the convention trying to get me deplatformed while also making vague statements about how we should drive up there and like beat me up.
Dude sounds psychotic as fuck.
Yeah, it's kind of a surprise that anyone's on his side. But I had a conversation with a former member of his community, a minor who is still a minor, actually.
Oh, great. So Plagued Moth has children in his wake. Why am I not surprised?
Do you not know about that arc?
I did not. No. Please do
do
elaborate.
One of my first criticisms against Moth was that he had minors in the Discord.
Even if
the Discord now I want to preface this because you can read into that a lot when in reality it's a little bit more benign, but it's also still fucked up. The put it into context, the self-admitted minors that were there were allowed to be there, but they did not have access to the gore room, and they did not have access to the NSFW rooms.
Which I'll say is like, if you're, it doesn't matter if they have access or not. Plague Moth is someone that reacts to gore.
You could make the argument that as
like,
a self-described 18+ content creator that he shouldn't have had minors in there, and his own mods were trying to convince Moth to kick him out for a while now.
That's what
he should have done. What I do. He should have done what I do, and Triton can confirm this. I have a hyper secure server to the point of like psychotic obsession with it being hyper secure. And again,
I mean,
there's that.
it's not even about that. It's
No,
just
no,
the
no,
fact
no, no.
is
I'm
that,
not.
like,
I'm not done making my point. I understand you want to continue on, and that's fine. But I bring that up because I do have under 18 members. Like there are members in my server that are under the age of 18. And on my own stream right now, I'm going to show what people are able to view on my server as under 18. Because Jesus fucking Christ, who was that?
that was me taking a dab.
Oh God, the bluey guy's getting high, chat.
You make
Dude,
me want to. Hey, I'm
It's
gonna hit my
after
cart
work.
right now.
I've been working retail for over 9 hours. All I want to do is spend my fucking free time smoking weed. Sometimes my
So,
free time
You got
chat.
your
involves
medical card?
me
Because I
being
just
here.
got my medical card like a few days ago.
It's legal
So,
here in
chat.
Michigan.
So everyone that looks at my server, if they have the roles, and I'll put in the verified role as well. So for verified, they're able to see stuff. But however, in my server, if you have the under 18 role, you are marked. You cannot really even do anything outside of, yeah, you can type. However, I have the paid version of Me 6. I have a few arcane bots. I have, I think, 53 moderation bots that will keep an eye on literally everyone in this server
And I
to
could
make
go-
sure that. Sorry, continue.
And I could confirm it just because, like, when I was before I turned 18, I had to go through the same bullshit in Slug server.
Like
I don't.
Which I'm so
It
glad
doesn't
I'm
really
18.
matter what. Like, it doesn't really matter what things he put in place today. At the time when I made my call out, and the reason why I brought up minors at all was because literally one of his most active users was a minor.
Yeah, I know.
Like I know the top most like the people who commented and talked the most, especially if you go through the chat logs. It's just there is one person or two people that really stand out as active chatters, and Moth had
Active
like
chat
a lot of
FCs.
and it's just like, Moth, which videos of yours do you think is appropriate for them to watch?
Like if I let's say in a hypothetical
Is it
situation.
the Amber Alert video that we didn't age restrict?
Here's the thing with that. The biggest thing is this guy should not be allowed to have a channel. I fully support deplatforming Moth because I looked through some of the stuff. That Amber Alert video, if you showed that in a, let's be charitable, a middle school, you would be put on a watch list by your local law enforcement because you would be seen as a threat to society. You would be seen as you should not be allowed near kids.
So, just so you guys are aware, for context, in the Amber Alert video, which cleverly is titled Amber Alert after the notification you get on your phone. The ending of the video involves Moth like making a surprise face reaction as he plays a few seconds of what appears to be a baby being beaten to death. This wasn't one of the videos he was selling uncensored, but despite the footage being censored, the audio is not.
Which is a
And
violation of YouTube's terms of service.
And he didn't seem fit to age restrict that at all, and I had to communicate with his mods to pressure him into age restricting that video.
Even then, you're being way too nice with these people. You have to be direct at this point. You have to say this guy cannot be on the platform. Burn Show finally got terminated.
I'm not going to compare him to Burn Show, but I think that his
But they do the same
Twitter,
type of content.
Yeah,
they do the exact same content, dude.
Right, so does Jinx, but Jinx isn't as bad as Moth, and Moth isn't as bad as Burn Show. So I don't bring up, I only use that if I necessarily need to make a comparison for analogy's sake. but what Moth does is fundamentally different than what Burn Show did. And
Let's see,
despite
they
it
both
using the same
react.
format.
That's the same type of content. That's the argument I'm making. It's the same content.
It's different. Yeah, but Moth isn't reacting to child porn.
That we know of.
Right, but I'm not going to speculate until I have evidence.
No, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm being a dick too.
I know you're being a dick, but that I'm not going to sneak to. I'm not having
you do that. I'm not having you do
doing that
that
either, chat. Just let y'all know we're not doing that.
Chat, remember, we are currently speculating as I am Chuck E. Cheese in Modern Warfare.
But yeah, I will say that I do think he should be deplatformed because he's been repeatedly making violent threats towards me. And the way that he talks about lazy is like more than enough for me to think that he
I don't like deplatforming, but in this situation, I'm going to probably have to agree just because it's like he's doing
like weaponizing his audience to
he's
repeatedly
weaponizing
call
his
me
audience.
a
He's
pedophile.
telling people to die. He's harassing people. He's telling his audience to go flag people. It's like if you're gonna go tell your audience to go flag people, I don't feel sorry.
You better have a damn good reason to do it.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna feel sorry. I'm not gonna feel sorry for somebody.
We're talking about a guy who who sent me a cease and desist, filed multiple privacy complaints, and a copyright strike because he didn't like what I had to say about him on the internet. We're talking about a dude who's so thin-skinned that me showing the name he sent me in the cease and desist was enough for him to flag that part of the video for like a privacy complaint. Meanwhile, he's sitting there in his own videos saying my full legal name while showing pictures of me.
That's why,
he did that on his YouTube channel.
The guy has the thinnest skin in the world.
You need to
all these gore tubers do. All of the gore tubers do.
He calls himself the herder of feelings, and all he can do is cry about it.
Didn't Catacomb start freaking out during that little convo we had? Where I
didn't get that far in.
Yeah,
oh no, I'm asking Triton.
Yeah,
he's
like freaking out. He started getting mad.
Girls can't rape boys. Girls can't rape boys. Girls can't rape boys. And me just tired. This is the.
They definitely can. Like I don't know what they definitely can.
No,
what the fuck is he talking about? Is he talking about the Andrea grooming allegations?
I don't even know.
It's okay. I'm going to fucking say why he mentioned that. The guy is someone that. One, he was trying to, and this is unintentional because he's not smart enough to do it intentionally. He was trying to basically make it so that he could be a guy saying, oh, Andrea could never rape Plagued Moth, despite evidence proving otherwise. But that wasn't the main point. The guy is someone that openly believes that if you trust mainstream news sources, you're a sheep. He's one of those people, like an actual fucking idiot.
Yeah, I got a bit of a history with this guy. When the Plague Moth shit first started happening, this guy would do what he would call self-admitted trolls and like try to fuck with me by like commenting on my channel, like saying nasty stuff on Twitter. Just kind of being generally belligerent. I don't necessarily remember exact things he said. I just remember it was like one of those faces that came up a lot.
He was just a dick to you, right? Like you were just...
so I blocked him.
Yeah, he's a giant pussy
and then I made
too.
my video. And then he came forward and apologized. I said, no sweat off my back. I unblocked him and went on my merry way. And then I come to find out he's like in Lazy's fucking chat calling her a virtue signaler for responding to Moth's fans making gore edits of them.
Oh yeah, the guy, his whole argument is...
This guy's like calling Lazy a virtue signaler because she responded to the gore man. He's a
clout-hungry bitch.
So yeah,
dude.
From our conversation, I could gather that the main thing he was upset by is that, when he like apologized to me, my audience wasn't necessarily warm to receiving him because, you know, he spent a very long time being very shitty and uncharitable. And yeah, a lot of people didn't really want to, I guess, like talk or associate with him. And obviously, Moth rewards those who are loyal and he'll punish those who aren't. So Moth was also not really giving him any brownie points. So he figured if it's between 0 brownie points and like some brownie points, we're going to go with Moth.
I love brownie points. I love brownies.
Long story
I'm
short,
hungry.
I don't reward people for not having stupid opinions. Like,
What do you mean? You rewarded me.
I never rewarded you with shit. I went on
Lies.
your stream and I corrected you.
Fuck
That's
you.
like-
You watch Bluey. How dare
Yeah,
you
that
have
is true.
opinions? You watch Bluey.
You can beat me up because I do watch Bluey.
Okay, chat. You want to know something? So a little bit of background on me. Former martial arts teacher and shit. I got in contact with a few friends of mine from those days. They're still in the game. One of them's like a rookie MMA fighter. The rookie MMA fighter watches Bluey.
Ugh.
The fact that a fucking rookie MMA fighter watches Bluey is astounding to me.
It's a good show. And
How
you're
is-
presented with evidence all around you.
I can never escape the gay Australian dogs.
There's no homosexuality in the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you
Chinchilla
saying
is
the
gayer
gays?
than this?
Are you saying that gay dogs don't exist? Are you erasing gay Australian dog history?
No, that sounds like a Moth argument.
Yeah, I know. I'm making stupid arguments for comedic effect.
Yeah, no, that just sounds like one of Plague Moth's normal ass arguments. Like that's
Jesus,
just
really?
everyday for yeah. I mean, that's if you saw the original video he made, like saying like he was getting attacked by kiwi farms and shit, like it sounded pretty much exactly like that.
Jesus
He
Christ.
really leaned into the fact that like he thought people were going after him because he's a member of the LGBT and like gender fluid.
I hate when people do that.
Well-
Like they're like, "Oh yeah, people going after me just because I'm gay." It's like, no.
And I mean, like I can kind of
No,
like, get it
we're
from
going
some
after
level.
We're going after you, Moth, both because you're gay and because you're dumb. It's a double whammy.
That's-
Get it right.
And
not true.
because
That's a joke.
and
That's
because
a
you
little
exploit
excessive.
gore and you are just a bitch. Because
I'm
we want
just
to be.
saying, I mean, like if fucking hell, man, Catacombs is like, I was never more disappointed in myself because I thought I had a pretty good grasp on this guy, and I thought that he legitimately like kind of learned from like how he was, and I was like, that kind of made me feel a little good.
Welcome
But,
to the
yeah,
slug
knowing-
effect.
Yeah, knowing that he's just like, oh man,
The
you
same?
talked to Slug once, even though you didn't agree on the same shit. You talked to Slug once, so therefore I'm going to make fun of Lazy.
I don't
I don't
understand.
even get the whole argument of I've never talked to Lazy. I don't even watch her shit outside of that one Moth video.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it. That's the level of intelligence we're dealing with here.
that's all gore tubers, though. That's all of them. Now I'm differentiating
again,
gore
I'm
tuber
not-
and no, there's a difference between true crime and gore tuber. Gore tuber is someone that does what Catacomb, Plagued Moth, Burn Show does. They're all in that genre. That's all they are. What's up, Twitch chat? Sorry, I stream on multiple platforms.
And
Like
multiple
a
channels.
goofy
right.
goober.
They like
Like-
call me obsessed, but Andrea will dead ass comment on every single one of my Reddit posts like over the last like 6 months with like that like one audio clip taken out of context that we talked about earlier.
Bruh.
I mean,
Well,
you never
I
even-
gotta get back to my harem of women.
Tipster.
So look, the mollusk mommies are brand friendly. They don't spam racial slurs.
All right. We'll see you later, Slug.
See you later, Slug. Yeah, anyways, I mean, it seems like you never even taken any personal shots. You just made it about criticism, and then Moth just started taking the personal shots.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. It's green on my end.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you're good.
Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, cool.
Me and Chuck can hear you.
Yep. But yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or any other questions you wanted to bring up?
Besides, this is kind of unrelated, but what the fuck is Bluey?
It's a Australian funded and made cartoon about like a family of dogs and their friends.
Are they
And
actually
pretty
gay
much
dogs?
It's like no. Like one, I don't care if there was because you know who gives a shit.
Yeah.
But also, no, there literally isn't. You know, don't go.
I mean, I don't
this
care. It's just
LGBT
weird.
Representation.
It's just weird to like label dogs sexually, anyways. Just because a
Yeah,
dog's
the
a
show's
dog.
kind of like it's mostly it's like it's one of those shows that's kind of like made for kids, but also for parents to watch alongside.
I
So there's a
watched
lot
that
of like
tonight.
innuendo and like sort of humor where it's like includes you in on the joke, especially if you have like that background knowledge.
Is Bluey on Netflix? Because I'm actually gonna watch it.
It's Disney Plus.
I'll find it. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any
you can
questions.
sail
I
the
mean,
seven
you
seas.
answered everything. I mean,
So like I said, I mean I can like provide more screenshots if you want, you know, like I literally
well, do
have a
you
hard
have
drive full
like,
of this shit.
do you have any more like? I actually want to know like the lazy thing. So what? Who is lazy? Because I didn't get that far into it.
So Lazy Bedhead is someone who made a video on Moth, and when all this drama broke out, she tried to do a interview with both me and Moth. Moth called her a clout chaser, and like basically refused to respond to inquiry. I was open and honest, and you know they made a video after collecting all the evidence that they could, and as you could tell, it really wasn't in Moth's favor. So much like with me, he started calling us pedophiles and saying that we were working with the internet predator Ripper, who is like a deep web pedophile or something. I'm not really in on the know on that one, on the ins and outs, but
And you never talked to that person before?
I didn't know who he fucking was until Moth started talking about him. I had to do research to figure that out. Moth believes that it's his former mod Fergie. And I don't, according to Moth, he like figured it out by pinging his IP, but he also believes that pinging IP address is doxing and that you shouldn't do it. So I really don't think that he did that, and there isn't a lot of evidence that seems to suggest Fergie is Ripper. Although Fergie seems like a not very cool dude, even without not being that predator. It's a lot of muddying the waters with unsubstantiated shit so he can make conspiracy theories.
So what did you?
It's just
one thing that's very interesting, and this would definitely make me more sus of Plague Moth if this is true, is because you were talking to Slug. Is it true he made gore of Lazy and other people?
there were people on TikTok making gore edits, and he was like sharing them, I guess. I think he posted like censored gore edits on Twitter too. Give me 1 second.
Yes.
And you see that comment where that person said, "Hey, you should tell your audience to stop making gore edits." And in response to that, he just called her a fucking pig.
Did you send that already? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. It's like literally right there. I posted that forever ago.
Yep. So that's definitely what an innocent person would do. Definitely insult and not even respond to anything. Like he's definitely innocent, guys. You know, we should stop going after him, guys.
I just, like I said, I really do. I really would prefer to drop this, but he doesn't like stop. He hasn't. And I'm not gonna like just sit here and, you know, sorry, I'm very baked right now, but I'm not gonna sit here and just like kind of back down and like let him get away with like repeatedly talking about me in this way.
Yeah, I'm big
I mean,
too.
obviously it's not my everyday thing, but I'll respond every now and again. Like this is like what people in his audience was doing.
And he was like retweeting it.
I mean, he didn't retweet that one, but that was someone who was like spamming it. And when asked to condemn it, he told people that he thought that Lazy wasn't a person.
Which I don't hold people responsible for what the audience does. But however,
Yeah,
like,
but I'm pretty sure
wait, hold on, I
he
need to
knows
bring
who
this
this
point up.
is.
But however, like, you if someone's doing fuck shit in your audience, at least condemn it. Like, if someone in my community were to, like, let's say dox
Well, that
Slug,
same
right?
day he also tweeted want to see Funky Town
Like, he should still
at
condemn it.
Lazy. No, you don't
Oh,
understand.
like
The
he
same
retweeted
day,
the same day he
the
retweeted another
same
one.
day he tweeted out, and I'm gonna send this to you, but the same day he tweeted this out from his own account. And then like that same fucking night, people are spamming Funky Town Gore at us. So it's like, how could you not say that he isn't encouraging it?
Yeah, he's definitely encouraging it. Like, he's definitely never
Not right now.
called it out or anything. Like, he's never called it out. He's never like said, "Hey, this is wrong." He's never even
He
like
said
stayed quiet.
he in his Discord he said don't dox people, but I mean like he knows the person who's doing it. And he didn't say it on Twitter or on YouTube or like anywhere where it means anything. He just said it in his own Discord, like as a half-hearted.
Yeah, it seems like
Yeah,
he just
keep
doesn't
calling
care.
him out, but don't dox him. Even though he knows he's lying.
I mean, I don't understand why people can't even take criticism on YouTube at all.
He's just super thin-skinned. The herder of feelings can't stand having his feelings hurt.
Seems like he's like one of those people. Like,
He
if you
smoked
call him out,
weed, so I smoked his beard.
when you call him out, he's like, "Oh, I'm gay. People take down my Patreon because I'm gay," and then he uses that as an excuse to go harass people while pretending to be the good guy.
I mean, that's what it was at the beginning, but now he's kind of just like mask off, like more.
Yeah, took the
like,
mask off.
Just vindictive. Because I mean, he was dead naming that trans kid, and trying to blackmail them by saying that they're going to keep doing it if they don't like delete all their posts about it. Like, he's kind of a cartoon villain. There's a lot that's happened in the last year, and it's because he doesn't stop tweeting. And when I say he, I don't just mean him, but also his like wife. His wife is doing a lot of the legwork right now.
And that's Andrea.
Yeah.
And it seems like they just go on Twitter all day and like.
I mean, you can look for yourself, dude. If you want to look at Andrea's posts, and
Yeah,
you
I
want to,
saw
see
it.
what they have been.
At first, I thought when Andrea first like was tweeting at me, I thought it was a plague moth alt, just because it acted like
No, it's his wife.
It was like agreeing with him. I thought that was an alt.
No, just his wife. And like, if you look at her Twitter, it's like quite literally, it's like most of her posts are just like about me, and then it's like one post not about me, and then it's like an R5 about me, and it's like, holy shit, I just live rent free in your heads. Like, you need to stop it because you know you're wrong and you know you're lying, and like no one believes you. And every time I say anything, I ratio the shit out of you, and you get bullied, and you start arguing with people in my comments for days. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Just take
Looking
the
at
L,
Twitter
admit you
right
were
now,
wrong, and move on.
looking at Twitter right now, she's just getting trolled. Like she's easy to get trolled and arguing.
Yeah, I mean, like they respond a lot,
And she
and they
also
don't
like
stop.
there's a lot of posts of her complain, like 2 posts of her complaining about you blocking her.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I block them? They
I
blocked
found a,
me first.
I found a multiple reposts of her calling Slime Beast a predator. So that's another person
Yeah.
playing Moss calling a pedo. But remember,
Yeah,
Slug can't
me,
do it to him.
lazy, slime.
Remember, it's bad when Angry Slug does it, but he can do it to other people. Like it's
Yeah, I mean,
retarded.
I'm trying to think. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, nah, I mean, he does it a lot, and they tweet a lot, and they don't really particularly stop. And then they'll say shit like, oh, want to see Funky Town? And then like that same night, someone with the name Lazy Fat Bitch will start like spamming Funky Town gore at people.
And then they also like the fact that he's encouraging and like basically not saying anything about the gore edits and basically, defend, like not like directly defending it, but like just basically saying it's okay, like
I
implying that
mean,
it's
like,
okay.
he's not
It's
going
just
to
giving
tell
me,
you not to do it.
yeah, it's giving me like it feels like the dude like
The guy was
hates you
literally
so
calling me
much.
Charles Manson in his like Discord.
I just hope the dude don't try to come and kill you. I don't know, these
I
poor guys
mean,
give
I
me.
don't really think he's gonna do that, and I'm not really worried that he will. And if he does, I mean, fucking police know where to look. It's not really much I can do other than say like, yeah, you know, he's a fucking weirdo, and he really should stop and apologize and like realize that he's not really doing himself any favors by lying. Like, we've escalated this to like CP and all this other shit when in reality it was just like, dude, you were selling uncensored gore. Just admit to it. Like,
I don't know why he
it's
won't admit
dumb
to
and
it.
old. Like, your audience knows you did it. I know you did it. And most people on the internet think you did it. Like, I have receipts showing that you did it. I
But you were
mean,
why did you like subscribe to his Patreon? Were you like that curious to see if he
it
was actually
was
doing it?
trying to, I was literally investigating. Because in the 99 Stomps video, he was advertising uncensored gore in the Patreon.
Did you end up like watching the uncensored gore at all?
Yeah, I watched every single one of his uncensored videos to verify whether or not it contained the material that it purported to.
Such an idiot, like just gets banned for it and then
Yeah,
just
and
goes
by
back
the way,
doing it.
this is the video I'm talking about right here. Originally, this is what the thumbnail and description read. The reason why I went into his Patreon is because the fucking idiot literally told me to.
Ugh, ugh, ugh. What the title's fucking like one girl 99 stomps. Who the fuck wants to watch this shit? Like who the fuck wants to watch a girl
You
get stomped?
Moth does. He watched the video twice. He counted the second time.
The fucking. At first, when I was investigating this, when
Like
people
the fact that the thumbnail, like he says that the girl survived, but I've literally seen zero evidence.
99
so,
stop.
like,
Like, I feel like if you get stopped 99 times, and depending how
it's not
hard.
actually 99 if you read the description. Do you see that strip of text in there? Why don't you give that a read for me?
Oh, he admits to some. And this was a year ago. This was like way after 2021.
This was a year, 11 months ago.
Yeah.
So this screenshot's a year old. So now it's like 2 years old.
It says, look, this video is uncensored on my Patreon. It wasn't really 99. This happened in 2004. We caught it in a CVT. So there he goes, admits that he did have uncensored gore on his Patreon.
Yeah, and he would argue that this was like before he was nuked. And to be fair, he didn't make any more uncensored reaction videos after Patreon basically took him down. The problem is that he just moved the uncensored videos from Patreon to Discord and then locked it behind a $5 paywall.
And basically had a paywall on it.
Yeah, because you have to pay $5. Like, again, if you donate $1, you're not going to get the role needed to join the room. You have to pay $5, the middle tier. And when you did, you got a special role in the Discord, and that would give you access to the room. There was no additional verification done at that point. Theoretically, if you had access to a PayPal account and the ability to take commissions, you could pay $5 to see all that shit. And some of that stuff is some pretty grisly, content.
Sorry, I'm fucking baked myself. I just got my medical card a few days ago.
You good?
So is there anything else you want to address on here before I end this interview? Because I feel like we went through everything pretty much.
I really don't feel the need to like address anything Moth says. The message that you need to learn, if anything, is that this guy he's a liar, right? That's his biggest problem. He won't stop lying. And no one's gonna take him seriously. And these like posts that he gets that gets virtually no traction, just repeatedly calling me a pedophile, is gonna do nothing but eventually kill his channel and take away everything that he has. It's not worth it to keep like instigating like this. You can't behave like this. It's gone on for too long. I'm getting too old. And quite frankly, it's dumb that it's even at this level.
All right, well, if you don't have anything to address, well, I'm going to take, before we get off, I'm going to take callers if you want to stay for callers and see if anyone wants to call
I'll
in
stay
and ask
here
questions.
for a second. I'll stay for a bit.
I'm going to put the Discord link in the YouTube and see if anybody calls in.
Is there anyone even watching?
Yeah, we got 5 people in here. We went 10 at peak.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any callers, my dude.
We got some last time.
I hate to tell you this, but like, I'm not really worth that much clout, and neither is Moth. I don't know. There's a lot.
You got me 6 people.
About,
you got me 6 people. Clout doesn't really matter.
A whole 6 people, like, brilliant.
Clout doesn't really matter to me. I mainly just do this shit for fun. It doesn't matter like if you're big or small. Which that's the thing. I also appreciate that you're coming onto my little small ass channel. Because a lot of people wouldn't even want to come on a channel this size. They got to go to someone like Turkey Tom or someone like that.
I mean, I think I was on Turkey Tom, right?
Oh yeah, you was, but still, you wouldn't go on someone like that. So I really,
No, I just don't like the fucking constant drama of it. It's like, normally when you expose a guy, they just like go like, "Ah, damn, you caught me." Like, fuck you. You're a bad person. Why were you even snooping? But Moth is like, I'm going to obsess over you and make up conspiracy theories and like make you the center focal point of my life to the point where I genuinely think that this guy thinks more about me than he does his own kids. And it's like really fucking concerning. But like I said, you can't act like the way that he does and continuously get away with it forever. That's why he keeps getting banned, and he's gonna get more stuff banned, and it's gonna keep not looking good for him because all he does is escalate it. And eventually, when you make enough noise, you're just going to get a gun pointed at your shit. That's just like the way that it works.
yeah, but I agree with that. He's just gonna, dude's just gonna destroy himself. One day his channel is gonna get taken down if he keeps on the rabbit hole he
Literally a
keeps
snake
on.
that eats itself. But yeah, I'll respond occasionally when he decides to talk about me in his live streams. I'm not going to talk about him on my main channel. That's why I'm here. If someone really wants to know, that information of me talking about it's out there. But my channel is about something different. I don't need to make 6 conspiracy theory videos about plague moth to like get attention or like money or people to watch something I made.
Yeah, and you shouldn't, just because he's gonna, because if you keep on, like, let's say you kept on making videos on him, he's gonna be like, oh look, this guy's definitely obsessed. Look how many videos he's made on me.
Yeah, I mean, Moth's made like way more videos on me. I made one video and 2 live streams. And both my live streams were in response to his live streams. And I only made the video because the guy pushed me into making it. So
Yeah, 'cause he was like going after you, like, first after you reported to Patreon.
yeah,
And did
it
he call
wasn't.
you a pedophile before you made the video?
Yeah, many times. It took me about 5 to 6 months to make that video. I kind of took a break and got a new job.
So this has been going on for like almost like probably like a whole year now.
Yeah. I want to say it began at the end of last February, and it really kind of like kicked into high gear at the beginning of March because that's when he made the first live stream.
Right. For closing statements, how do you feel about like all like him trying to like call you a pedo? Like, do you think if he would have just apologized right now and be like, "Look, I'm sorry about TC going after TCR," would you forgive him or would you still hold a grudge against him?
I mean, I think he's a loser, and there's not much that he can ever do to not be a loser. There's like kind of like so far you can kick a bucket before it's just a bunch of splinters on the ground. But at the same time, I would think that there would be something redeemable and admirable if he were to make a YouTube video where he openly apologized and admitted that what he was doing was wrong and that he is going to fix the behavior. Because it's just like we shouldn't be, as influencers, shouldn't be like trying to use our audience as a way to serve our own egos and like try to amass hate mobs to attack people. I mean, with the worst YouTuber videos that I make, like I bring attention to topics, yeah, but like I'm usually not personally involved with the person that I'm talking about. And I don't necessarily want to be, the fact that like it's gotten to the point where it's just like everyone's crying Hitler is just really lame and really just kind of devalues the subjects that we're trying to bring attention to.
Yeah. Anyways, do you have anything else you want to address?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on the stream. I really I appreciate you clarifying everything. You did a better job than fucking catacombs, and my
No, that
internet
guy's
actually
a
worked.
dipshit.
My internet
Yeah, I
actually
mean,
worked too. So
I
that
don't understand that catacombs guy at all.
dude
Like
was using
he
his
apparently
autism as a shield. He was like, "Look, I have autism, guys. So feel bad for me. I'm not a good debater because I have autism." He's literally said that on stream.
I'm not even gonna comment on that.
I mean, as someone with autism, like myself, is like, bro, like that's not an excuse to act like a fucking dipshit on the internet. That's
Well,
what I
I
tried
mean,
to
I'm
tell
on the
him.
spectrum too, so like
Why is everybody on YouTube like on the spectrum? I think Slug's on the
you
spectrum
have to
too.
be weirdly obsessive in order to stomach the editing process.
Like, is anybody on here not autistic? Like, I'm actually like chat. I'm really asking. Like, is everybody in chat, like all the 7 people here, are y'all autistic too?
Uh, that, that's brilliant. Anyway, I'm gonna head out, but it was fun chatting.
It was fun
Thanks
chatting
for
with you
having
too.
me on. I'm happy that I was able to clarify anything. And if you have any questions after the show about anything we discuss, I should have relevant screenshots to send over. It's
All
just that
right.
there's so like my folder is so fucking big here, man. Like it's all a matter of like which one are you looking for? Which time do you want like Moth like threatening to hurt me or himself in response to the situation? Like there's a lot.
I'll definitely ask for more like off stream because there's definitely like a lot.
Yeah, feel free to ask for anything anytime. I'm not hiding anything.
And also, like
Anyway,
we gotta smoke, especially because I got my medical card. We gotta smoke on call sometime, you know.
fuck yeah, we can smoke anytime.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead
All
and
right.
go because I'm about to go to the gym and work out.
All right. Well,
Okay,
I'll see you later.
you have a good night, man. All right, guys. So if anyone wants to call in, this is your last chance. Go join the Discord, and if you're already in, call in and let's chat about some shit. Chat about what happened in the interview. Waiting the callers right here. Waiting for people to come on. If you don't want to call in, I'll just end the stream. That was a good stream, though. Plague Moth is definitely someone I don't trust. Definitely somebody who's creepy. That's the thing. I was on the side at first because I thought it was Slug being Slug, Slug being a degenerate, Slug, going after him. I thought he was one of Slug's victims because that's what I got off the Badwick interview when he went on Badwick. I was like, this guy must be one of Slug's victims. And then, I met Catacombs TV, brought Catacombs TV on here. But then when myself, I Bully Boys, and Slug agree on shit, that means, bro, you definitely fucked up. Because that's the thing. Like, I'm cool with the I Bully Bullies now as well. But, like, I made videos on I Bully Boys. I was critical of I Bully Boys. I thought I Bully Boys was a weirdo. Like, there's no way me, Slug, and I Bully Boys, 3 people who constantly go out after each other's throats, should agree on something. But we able to agree on the same topic. Anyone want to call in? Last chance. 5 people. Someone call in. Anyone want to call in? Anyone got anything else to discuss? Because I think we've discussed everything pretty much. Well, no one's calling in, so I appreciate everybody coming on. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Make sure y'all share the stream around and like and comment. And I appreciate everybody coming on. And I'm gonna end the stream.